was 6:45 a.m. on a hot Wednesday morning in Lagos. The generator across the street had been groaning since 4 a.m. and the air was thick with diesel fumes and the promises of heat. Femi, chubby, sweaty, and in an oversized security guard uniform, stood outside his boss's office, dabbing his forehead with a faded handkerchief. "Sir, I dey beg. Just pay me my 1 year salary in advance. I get 101 bed this weekend, and expectations dey high," Femi said, almost kneeling. His boss looked up from his laptop, stunned. "Have you lost your mind, Femi? You started work here last month?" Femi held his chest like he had been shot. "Oga, understand. My face no fit dry. People still dey look me. I be big man for the streets. If you don't leave this office now, I'll fire you," the boss shouted. Femi shuffled out, muttering, "Na only small help I ask o. Ordinary small 1 year advance." That night, Femi sat cross-legged in their cramped one-room apartment. His triplets, 2 girls and a boy, rolled around on the floor, tangled in mosquito nets. "This pikin fine o," Femi muttered to himself. "If dem dey America now, dem go don enter film. People dey look for children like this to dey do adverts. Na money be the problem." Ronke's wife stirred watery egusi soup on a single gas burner. She looked tired, her wrapper slipping from her waist. "Femi, you dey go another party this weekend?" she asked softly. Femi lit up. "Yes now, it's Shola's wedding. I must represent." "Represent with which money?" she snapped, turning to face him. "You no even buy Pampers this week." Femi waved her off. "Pampers dey overrated. This one na society wedding. I go borrow small change, dem go spray me back." "Na so spray you dey spray? Who dey spray you back?" Ronke retorted. The next day, Femi visited Shanko, a notorious local loan shark who ran his business from a barber's shop. "I need 50k. Wedding day this Saturday," Femi whispered. Shanko laughed. "You wan borrow money to spray for party? You dey craze. But I go give you, with 300% interest." Femi grinned. "God bless you. I go pay. Umambe no dey wait." Saturday came, hotter than usual. The sun blazed like it was seeking revenge, but nothing could dim Femi's excitement. He arrived at the wedding venue, like a celebrity politician, bouncing out of a dusty tricycle in a rented agbada. So oversized, it looked like he borrowed it from a masquerade. The agbada was white with gold embroidery that sparkled under the lights like a disco ball. His sunglasses were so big they covered half of his cheeks. His shoes, glossy enough to start fires. They reflected the blinking party lights and the confused stares of guests. As the cat walked into the hall, head turned. The MC paused mid-joke. Even the bride looked up. "DJ!" Femi shouted, his voice slicing through the music. "Raise the volume! Na Femi Baba Triplet don't land." He pointed both fingers at the ceiling, like a celebrity entering a boxing ring. The DJ, already familiar with Femi's dramatic antics, increased the tempo to a loud, throbbing beat. Without wasting time, Femi brought out a bundle of crumbled naira notes from the inner pocket of his agbada. Money he borrowed from 4 different people under 4 different lies, and began spraying like his life depended on it. He didn't just spray the couple. He sprayed the bride's mother, he sprayed the ring bearer, he even sprayed one of the catering staff who smiled at him. At one point, he jumped on stage uninvited, pushing the groom gently aside. "Guy, shift small, abeg," Femi said, hips already moving. "This dance na my calling." The crowd gasped. The bride laughed awkwardly. The groom stood stiff, unsure whether to push him back or just let him embarrass himself to death. Femi danced like he was possessed. He spun, he jumped, even did the zanko and tried a moonwalk, nearly twisting his ankle in the process. He pointed to the audience and shouted, "Na so we dey do am, Baba Triplet no dey carry last." Meanwhile, at the far corner of the wedding hall, seated beside the cooling fan that barely rotated, Ronke sat alone. Her wrapper and makeup, which Femi had booked, made her look radiant. Eyes followed Femi as he danced and sprayed. And then the tears came, silent, steady and hot. She whispered under her breath, "See my husband, see my shame." The woman beside her, an old friend from secondary school, leaned closer and squinted at the stage. "Wait, Ronke, is that not your husband? Spraying all that money like say them just dash am CBN." Ronke wiped her face quickly with her wrapper and gave a small nod. "You see na investment." "Investments?" The friend blinked. "Into waiting. Music video. He say when he spray big, people go respect am, opportunity go come. The friend sighed. My dear, this one no be opportunity. Now obituary of sense. They both looked towards the stage again, just in time to see Femi trip slightly, regain balance, then throw another handful of notes into the air, like a magician reviewing his final trick. Ronke lowered her head into her palms. One of the triplets, her daughter, tugged at wrapper gently. Mommy, why daddy dey throw all the money? I thought we don't have money for biscuits. Ronke looked at her daughter's innocent face, her voice barely escaping her lips. We don't, my love. We really don't. The child looked confused. Then why is daddy wasting it? Ronke didn't answer. She just hugged her daughter tightly. At that moment, as Femi attempted a backflip that turned into a dramatic fall, landing flat on his agbada with the DJ shouting, Baba Triplet, is you? They all bursted into laughter. Someone started recording. Phones were raised. Femi's face flushed red as he stood up quickly, trying to smile. Na small show, everything dey under control. But the whispers had started. Now this one dey owe my brother one girl smothered. He borrowed money from my cousin to do this nonsense, another added. By the end of the wedding, the bride's father had asked security to escort him off the stage. Ronke stood outside waiting. When Femi came outside, sweaty, breathless, and smiling, she looked at him with tired eyes. You for dance naked too, if for complete the disgrace. Femi chuckled nervously. Na just cruise, babe. Them go remember me. She looked at him for a long time. Yes, but not the way you want. Days turned into a slow, tense blur. Ronke's Akara kiosk, usually buzzing with customers and laughter from school children, had grown quieter. People had started to whisper behind her back. Some in pity, others in mockery. She didn't blame them. Word had already spread that Femi had borrowed from half the community to spray respect at parties. The debts were now knocking. That Thursday afternoon, under the scorching sun, 3 men marched towards her kiosk like a presidential convoy without sirens. They didn't look like customers. The first man, short and stocky, wore worn-out slippers with bright white socks, already sweat-stained at the heels. The second man, bowed and holding a tattered notebook, walked like a man with unfinished business. The third simply stood back, chewing toothpick with a kind of swagger that suggested he once done time in Kirikiri and missed it. Ronke noticed them from afar. Her heart skipped. She immediately adjusted her wrapper and tried to force a smile. Madam Ronke, the bowed one said flatly, flipping through his list. We dey find your husband, Mr. Femi, the sprayer. Ronke wiped her forehead with the edge of her wrapper. Is at work? Tor, the man said, taking something. Tell am say if he no pay by Friday evening, latest. One of the triplets go follow us go. Ronke froze. The short one leaned in. No go hard us, them resemble ham. Easy to pick. Before she could respond, they turned and walked off, their shadows long on the dusty roadside. Ronke stood there, her eyes burning. A customer tried to buy akara, but she ignored him. She sat on the low bench behind the store, staring into space. Tears rolled down her cheeks and mixed with the sweat on her face. That evening, the door of their one-room apartment slammed open. Femi, she shouted, voice quivering with fury. Femi jumped from the mat where he had been lounging in his singlet and boxer shorts, humming a wedding song. Wetin happen? Who die? He asked, startled. Ronke's eyes trembled as she threw her wrapper on the floor. Dem come my shop. 3 men. Say if you no pay your debt by Friday, they go carry one of our pikin. Femi's face tightened. Dem talk am like that. Yes, she sobbed. Your own pikin, Femi. Triplet wey I carry for 10 months. You won't use am settle party debt? Femi stood up, puffed out his chest, make them no try am. I go handle am. Handle am with wetin? You go spray them too? I go sell my phone, Femi said with bravado. Ronke scoffed loudly, tears streaming. Which phone? The one wey dey your dream? You dey use complete torchlight, Femi. Make I ask you, now wetin dey feed us? Na party dey pay school fees? Femi scratched his head. Babe, no vex. I just wan maintain face. People dey watch me. Ronke grabbed the pillow and hit him with it. Na face you dey maintain while your children dey suffer. Who face help? The triplet, huddled in the corner, watched silently. The boy whispered to one of his sisters, Mommy dey cry again because of wedding. That night, Ronke coiled up with her children while Femi sat outside alone, on a plastic chair, his thoughts loud in his head. From behind him, Ronke's voice floated in through the open window. Femi, if them carry any of these children, na you I go carry next. be spraying in heaven. He sighed and gave a weak laugh. Nothing go happen, no worry. Days later, Femi stood in front of his boss, adjusting his faded shirt collar, like he was applying for a position at the presidency. Sir, forget say I dey ghetto. I sabi drive well. I fit reverse with one hand, overtake with style. I won't get driving experience from my uncle wey dey run taxi for Ikeja. Na me dey help am run shift, he boasted, chest high. His boss raised an eyebrow. You sure? Sir, if I lie, make steering wheel reject my hand. The boss sighed. Oh yeah, carry the key. Try am for 1 week. The salary dey higher than that your gate work sef. God bless you, sir. Femi grinned from year to year. By the third day of driving his oga around, Femi was beginning to feel like a big man. That was until he turned into a quiet street on the highland and hell broke loose. 3 bikes surrounded the car. Stop there! Shouted one of the men, face partially hidden under the cap. Before Femi could process it, the men were banging on the windows. He recognized one of them instantly. Tunde, the loan shark right-hand man, his stomach dropped. Femi, you think say we go forget you? Tunde backed. You dey drive car now when you never pay our money. Femi boss was trembling in the back seat. Who are these men? Robbers? Femi, drenched in sweat, slowly opened the car. Sir, abeg, make I handle am. But instead of handling anything, Femi bolted. He took off down the road like a chased goat, shoes slapping against the asphalt. He didn't stop until he reached his front door, panting like someone escaping wild dogs. He slammed the door shut, locked it, then drew every curtain and shut every window, like the apocalypse had arrived. Pierre turned from the stove, startled. Femi, wetin happen? Everybody shh, he whispered, crouching behind the door. Then robbed me and my boss for road. Gunpoint. The triplets gaps. Ronke covered her mouth. Go on, Jesus. Femi nodded, still breathing heavily. Them stop us, collect everything. Even my boss, they shake like leaf. He didn't mention that the robbers were actually loan sharks. He didn't say they asked for their money. And he definitely didn't say he abandoned his boss and ran like a madman. God passed them a muttered. As he peeked through the curtain, God could punish them robbers. Ronke hugged the kids close, still shaking. Femi just sat in silence, staring at the floor, already planning how to avoid work the next day. Thank you so much for watching to this point, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Please subscribe if you haven't. Turn on your post notifications to be notified when I post the part 2 of this story. And if you haven't already, like and share this video with as many people as you can. It really helps the channel. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye, besties. Mwah.